Yeah, I have to say it's emotion is probably something that I don't tend to probably show in this sort of environment, and probably the first person I actually want to thank for that is Miles Stewart. Probably only about a month ago now, when he called me about this award. Typically, I've been a sort of person to probably maybe make fun of the fact that I'm old now, and I've done some things in the sport that I tend not to think about, or maybe haven't had the time to acknowledge and really let it sink in. But it's, I guess, in those last few weeks and some conversations with people and particularly athletes that has made me start realising that I've had such an amazing group of people around me, an amazing team of people, and even now I have to thank you, Mikele, for your words, because you bring back so many memories that I guess that sit with you for so long. But it's such a nice opportunity to get to share them with people, and I recall the first time racing with Mikele and basically being told to follow her, copy her, and do what she does. And if I recall right, Bill actually came and said to you afterwards that I was quite annoying. That was Coach Bill Davern that led us into Beijing. But the reason I think I feel like it's probably this award means so much to me is it really has been such a big part of my life. Triathlon has been everything, in a good way, everything I've wanted to do, wanted to achieve. But stepping away from the results and stepping away from the constant training and the racing is very different, and something that probably has been far harder than the times of competing and racing. And it's only, again, because of Miles that he's allowed me to probably look back and reflect and have this opportunity to thank the many people that have been such a big part of my journey, and the people like Mikele, the athletes that have gone before me, the Harrop family, who have been instrumental in helping me at a very delicate time in my life and taking me under their wing and guiding me, particularly Loretta, in terms of mental fortitude, is something I don't believe I would have ever learnt from anyone else. And the things that triathlon have provided me around the world and competing and meeting friends and travelling to places that I can talk about has just been an experience that when you're in the thick of it and when you're racing and when you're training, you somewhat almost take for granted because you're so focused on the next race and the next training session or where you've got to get the next flight in order to show up. And I think it's only now that I've really, really come to understand and really appreciate maybe a little bit more what I have done, and I'm really grateful that I've had such an amazing community and amazing team to celebrate that with. And I'm extremely grateful to my parents who allowed me to make the change to triathlon. I was a swimmer in the early days, and that obviously required a lot of dedication on their part, as I'm sure to find out myself as to what goes into taking a child into sport, if that's where they so be. And I've had an amazing balance, and I've met some amazing people, and I have particularly 3 amazing friends with me here tonight. One who I've travelled around the world, competed against, raced against, wanted to beat, and she's beaten me many times, in Lizzie Blatchford. And I have another beautiful friend who I met through triathlon, competing in age group as an 18-year-old, Belinda, and another beautiful friend who has been with me and almost so far removed from the sport, but has always been there when I've come back from overseas. And I want to thank everybody who has been a part of my journey and in triathlon. It's such a fantastic opportunity, and I'm really grateful. If I've never said thank you to all the supporters, the people, the sponsors that put on the events, having the opportunity now to sit back behind the fence and understand what really goes on is actually quite a lot more to what I ever anticipated. And so if I've never had the chance to thank you, I'd like to thank you too, and thank you for being part of my journey.